Welcome back to the Jersey Oddcast, your home for chaos, commentary, and community. This week, Joe, Gabe, and I are digging into the headlines and happenings across South Jersey, from Vineland settling a major lawsuit to a Buena Vista man sentencing, and a violent teacher accused of sending disturbing messages overseas. We'll check in on what's coming soon to downtown Hammonton, talk about American Education Week, and find out who's eating out on Thanksgiving instead of cooking. Plus, the Hammonton Police Food and Toy Drive, letters to Santa, and some festive holiday season news. Plus, we've got your community calendar, a Thanksgiving pie-themed odd poll, an odd fact that made insurance history, and the Oddcast forecast to wrap it all up. So pour a cup of coffee, grab a slice of pie, and get ready for another round of small town stories with a big Jersey twist. Because someone's got to do it. This is the Jersey Oddcast with Joseph F. Berenato, Gabriel J. Donio, and me, Gina Rullo. Well, that was an intro and a half.
It was.
Yeah, and now I've got that song in my head. Let's have another cup of coffee, and let's have another piece of pie.
What are you talking about?
It's very old. So old that it was old in the movie Batteries Not Included when Hume Cronin sang it. Old.
That's okay.
I haven't seen that movie since it came out in the theaters.
It's a lovely film, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's 100 years old.
Okay, so
It never quite stepped into becoming a classic, that movie. I think it's interesting. It's still called classic.
yeah, it's definitely got a cult following. And speaking of 100 years old, that's no marker of whether or not a film is good or not. This past weekend, the Phantom of the Opera turned 100. So
Yeah. That's
November
that's
15th,
beautiful.
1925.
yeah.
Did you watch it again?
Oh, of course I watched it again, and I made my semi-regular post where I tagged both Andrew Lloyd Webber and the official Phantom of the Opera accounts all over social media, wherein I said that I hoped that one day Andrew Lloyd Webber would take the 1925 film, which is now in the public domain, and release a version where he has adapted his musical score to score the film, because I think people all over would buy that. I know I would.
I thought of you this weekend, Joe, because I saw online Jay and Silent Bob were posting about Dogma.
Love that movie. Oh,
I
I
don't know their
love that.
real names. I know one's Kevin Smith. I don't know the other guy's name.
Kevin Smith and Jay Muse.
They were
Yep.
posting about that coming out on DVD and 4K.
Okay, it's funny because I still have the original DVD, which is nigh impossible to find anymore. It was my mother's, of all people's.
Strange.
Yeah,
Okay, did I see Dogma? I don't think I have.
I don't know if it's one we saw in the theater or not. I don't think so. But I think I've seen it. But dark
Here's my
film.
movie memory.
Dark film. Jay and Silent Bob, they have their own comic book store in downtown Red Bank. Pretty cool.
yes, they do. Secret
Pretty
Stash.
cool. That's right. Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. And
Well-
it's still pumping out. Kevin Smith is still pumping out films.
It's good to see.
Yeah.
That's one that's definitely Mallrats.
That's for sure.
No, but for my money, I think it's probably his best. It's fantastic. Love it.
I'll have to maybe rewatch it and see if I remember it or not. Let's dive into the news. What happened in Vineland with their lawsuit?
The city of Vineland agreed to pay $1 million to a local man who accused police officers of beating him and violating his civil rights. According to reports, the November 6th settlement between Vineland and city resident Jose L. Paz Jr. The plaintiff said he was left with a broken nose, bad bruises on his face and eyes, bleeding from his face, contusions throughout his body, and cuts from a canine unit biting and locking onto his leg. According to the lawsuit, he was approached by two police officers while he was walking with a woman along East Avenue on September 15, 2018. Paz said that he was, quote, at times incoherent during his conversation with one of the officers, but he said that he was otherwise compliant. And according to the lawsuit, the officer's body-worn cameras were either not activated or not working. According to reports, Paz was charged with assault on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest, obstruction, and being under the influence. Most of the charges were dismissed. However, Paz later pleaded guilty to being under the influence of liquid phencyclidine, also known as PCP. During a deposition, Paz admitted that he was under its influence throughout the encounter. A report filed by one of the officers said that he had arrested previously for PCP usage and for attacking officers, and the officer said that Paz flagged down a passing officer while walking in the roadway. One of the officers, according to the reports, said that when he asked Paz to go to the side of the road to avoid traffic, he could smell PCP, which apparently smells like permanent markers. I did not know that. The officer said that he had to stop Paz, who, quote, violently pulled away from re-entering traffic, and admitted to punching Paz during the incident, during which Paz allegedly said, quote, "I just want to be free." The officer also noted, according to reports, that Paz attempted to bite him and repeatedly took swings at him. And a canine report did state that Paz was bitten on the leg while allegedly resisting arrest. The Vineland City Council voted to approve the $1 million settlement at its September 23rd, 2025 meeting. So
That's a big story.
that is a big
That's a
story.
lot happening in one story.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? I was not expecting that much to be happening in that story.
No, that's a lot. That is a whole lot. But as I understand, whenever individuals are under the influence of PCP, quite a lot can happen. It's one of those substances.
Yeah, and it's a significant payout. That kind of judgment, $1 million, is something that should make all municipalities take notice, because
Yeah.
you see where it can lead to a judgment like that and the release of that amount of funds to one individual.
Yeah, it also speaks to the importance of functioning and operational body cams.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether you're looking to move your business to South Jersey or buy a home in South Jersey, there's only one realtor to call.
That's true. Crowley and Carr Real Estate, Gina. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609 561 0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Let's move over to Buena Vista, Gabe, where a man was sentenced.
Yes, according to a release from the Atlanta County Prosecutor's Office, a Buena Vista man was sentenced for possession with intent to distribute narcotics. On Monday, November 3rd, 2025, Charles Schurer, 57, of Buena Vista Township, New Jersey, was sentenced after having pleaded guilty to first-degree possession of LSD with the intent to distribute. Pursuant to the terms of his plea agreement, Schurer was sentenced to a term of 10 years in New Jersey State Prison. According to the release, on April 2nd, 2024, a suspicious package sent from the Netherlands was seized by the postal investigators. Inside the package, investigators found 2,500 perforated tabs on blotter paper, which was later tested and confirmed to be LSD laced with MDMA. An undercover officer later delivered the package to Schurer's home. Schurer was seen opening the door, picking up the packaging, and bringing it inside his home. Shortly thereafter, a search warrant was executed and the package was found opened inside the home where Schurer resided alone. This matter was investigated by Homeland Security Investigations and the Gangs, Guns, and Narcotics Unit of the Atlanta County Prosecutor's Office. Assistant Prosecutor Chris D'Esposito of the Gangs, Guns, and Narcotics Unit prosecuted the matter on behalf of the state. So imagine a box, and it's the postal investigators that find it and lead to this arrest.
I don't even think Timothy Leary had 2,500 acid tabs. My word!
I don't know who that is.
Timothy Leary was a major proponent of LSD usage in the 60s and 70s. And speaking of acid and PCP, I had no idea that they were still so prevalent. They seem so 1970s to me.
Maybe they're making a
Right?
comeback.
Maybe the package was sent in the 1970s and it just got through the postal system.
All right, what's next?
Could be.
Flared bell-bottom jeans. What's coming back
Well,
next? But
fit and flares, I've seen them out and about, so maybe. Yeah.
there you go.
Why would you ship that?
Clearly, there's.
And where do you order it? Is there an Amazon for that?
If you're receiving 2,500 tabs through the mail from the Netherlands, clearly you're dipping into your own product and not thinking clearly. Because why would you ship that through the post office?
I don't know. It's just, but imagine there had to be a need. He's distributing that. I mean that amount.
Well, that's the plan. That was the plan. He said his plans to, yeah.
Good heavens!
I'm saying he knew he needed that many tabs So it just goes to show you,
Yeah.
Joe, that there is still a market for this.
Yeah.
What's
And laced with
next? The 80s
MDMA.
and Coke?
Yeah, these are
You know what
club
I mean?
drugs,
Like
right?
coming back in style?
These are club drugs, right? Is that what we're? I mean, that's their party drugs, and it's. I
NA
mean,
is, yeah.
I don't know,
yeah,
Gabe.
yeah.
Tell us all about it.
No, I just say that to me is why in number. Where's he going with it?
I
It's
don't.
amazing to me to
The
see that
clubs
that
on
that number.
Delaware Ave.
Who
Are they even
knows?
still open?
Well,
Oh
there's there's,
Lord, who
there's plenty
knows?
of places to party,
Yeah.
but I mean,
That's
LSD
a
laced
lot.
with LSD laced with MDMA, guys. Come on,
Yeah,
Good time.
that's a super drug, is what that is.
it's yeah, jeez.
You're not coming back from that. You're going to end up just like that urban legend that apparently exists in every single town across the country, where some guy accidentally fell into a pool with with a thing of acid in his sock. It got wet, and now he thinks he's a glass of orange juice.
There you go.
People used to
I've
talk
never
about,
heard that.
they said, oh yeah, there's a guy at Ancora, thinks it's orange juice. And I've read online where people across the country, that's one of those urban legends that just flourished before the invention of the internet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
I'll take your word on it.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What else is happening in Vineland, Joe?
Lots and lots. A third grade teacher at Dr. William Menny's Elementary School in Vineland has been charged with coercing a 14-year-old girl in Colombia, South America, into making sexual videos for him. According to reports, James Adams, 50, of Washington Township, was arrested in June and suspended from his job. Earlier this month, he was indicted by a grand jury and pleaded not guilty to a first-degree charge of endangering by permitting a child to engage in pornography, as well as second and third-degree counts of distribution and possession of child sex abuse materials. According to reports, between March and June, Adams made contact with the victim using Kik, a social media chat platform. A search of his home turned up multiple electronic devices belonging to him, including one that matched the make and model of the device linked to the messages under investigation. Adams also made a statement to detectives admitting to receiving child sexual abuse materials via social media, prosecutors said. Also, according to reports, investigators said that they not only found multiple videos of the victim on Adams' phone, but they also found more than 40 videos and images of child sexual abuse, including one that he uploaded to the platform. Close to 60 messages from his account were sent from an IP address that traced back to the school district where he was employed. Adams is currently free pending the outcome of the case, but he is barred from use of the internet and from unsupervised contact with children. His next hearing is scheduled for January 5th, 2026.
That's a horrific story if all that is true that's been printed and published.
Yes,
Like,
they are horrible allegations. Yes.
Yep.
yeah, and you're crossing again. It's international. How does that happen? I don't know. I've never heard of this platform, Kick. Like, I feel like an old person. I never heard of this platform.
Old. It's been around for 15 years or so. I didn't know that
Is it
people
for
still used
kids?
it. No, that's Kicks. This is Kick.
Cereal.
That's a cereal.
You know,
And Joe, he used the allegations are that he used school equipment to do this and school computers.
the allegation is that the messages were sent from the IP address. Now, it's entirely possible that, which indicates that it was sent while he was on school property. If he connected to their Wi-Fi, that could have had his IP address come up, had their IP address come up on his phone as what he was using. So it
Hmm.
doesn't necessarily mean that he was sending it using school equipment, but it was sent using the school's IP address, which means that he was on the ground somewhere using something.
This is
Wow.
horrific. Yeah,
It is.
and I'm curious, like how the girl in Colombia reached out and like what other agencies. Like there had to be so many different moving parts to this investigation. I can't even imagine.
No, nor can I.
Yeah,
It's
but
horrifying.
and again, I'm always surprised that he is not locked up somewhere and he's being more monitored than it is right now until his next hearing date.
If I understand bail reform properly, one of the things that they look at using their criteria is whether or not they are the alleged or the accused is an immediate danger to those around him. And since the victim was in another country and he is barred from any means of communication with that individual or indeed anyone, they may not necessarily view him as an immediate threat to the community, as he was not allegedly engaged in anything around the community. I'm not saying that I agree with that, just so we're all clear. I'm saying, as I understand bail reform, that is how it works.
Right.
Maybe I need to brush up more on bail reform, and I better be wearing my glasses when I do because I have bad vision, and I
Yeah.
like to get my
Read the
glasses
fine
from
print.
Hammonton Family Eye Care.
Yeah, definitely read the fine print, Gina, with glasses from Hamilton Family Eye Care. See Hamilton Family Eye Care for routine and medical eye care for all ages, from glasses to contacts to eye exams and more. Visit Hamilton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South Whitehorse Pike in Hamilton. Call 609-567-7479 or go to hamiltonfamilyeyecare.com.
Thanks, Gabe. I was driving through downtown and I saw that the Total Wireless store appears to be open on 12th Street and that what is that, the 100 block of 12th Street. And then I looped up Central Avenue and I saw some activity going on at 27 Central Avenue. So I was like, oh, let me go online and see what's happening. And that is going to be Sage and Stories Tea House. It is going to be a place to buy freshly crafted teas. They're looking for donations or gifts of teapots and that kind of things to make it more that little quintessential tea house feeling. And I saw that the bake shop is going to be opening over on Horton Street, 15 Horton Street, and that is going to be opening on November 29th. So we have Sage and Stories Tea House. That'll be opening sometime in the next few weeks. They're doing some pop-up events. You could just go online. And then the bake shop is opening at 15 Horton Street on November 29th. So it sounds like we have a couple of nice things popping up in downtown.
Yeah, we'll be able to get tea and cookies.
Yeah, and I think that's right. I think it's always a nice combo, right? Tea and cookies. But now
Sorry,
you have
sorry,
to
tea and
go to
biscuit,
from place to
tea and
place.
biscuits.
Tea
My
and biscuits.
apologies. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
So,
tea and
but
biscuits.
I
That's
think
right.
is there also a hair salon that moved and in there too? I think if we're near the bake shop, I think there's a lot of different things moving or opening, and that
You're
shows
right.
at least a positive downtown.
Penny and Sage is relocating to Horton Street, 13 Horton Street, and they're going to be adding a retail component while with their expansion, and they'll be opening soon on Horton Street as well. So again, some nice new businesses. They're also having their grand reopening on November 29th as well. So again, some nice things happening in downtown Hamilton just in time for the holiday season. And if you go on Penny and Sage Salons Facebook page, you could see the difference of what it went from being basically an insurance office for more than 2 decades, and it is now a salon. So
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this time of year. It's a good time to open a business right in the holiday season. And then the downtown becomes decorated. All the buildings become decorated. They put up the snowflakes, this sort of thing. And then we lead right into the tree lighting and the Christmas parade. All great times in downtown Hamilton.
Yeah, especially with Small Business Saturday right in there, right after Thanksgiving.
Yep. If your child wants to write a letter to Santa and you want that child to receive a letter back, you can do that in Hamilton. They've partnered with the North Pole, right, Gabe?
That's right. There's letters to Santa coming up right now, and Hamilton Independent Volunteer Fire Company number 2 is the official drop-off location for letters to Santa. They partnered with the North Pole Fire Department to get children's letters directly to Santa. So drop off the letters in the big red mailbox outside the firehouse between November 8th and December 15th to get a reply by Christmas. Don't forget to include a return address, and that's located at 51 North Whitehorse Pike in Hammonton.
I love this idea and I love seeing all the photos online with parents and the kids dropping the letters off. But I would love to have a parent like read the letter out loud that they get back because I don't ever see that side of it. I'd like to see that side of it. And what does Santa say to all these kids?
Yeah,
I
maybe
bet it
someone
would be
could come
cute.
on with us and do that. That would be neat.
Yeah. Yeah, but I love this idea. I, for one, did not know that the North Pole had a fire department. I just assumed that if there was a fire, they would throw snowballs at it and it would go out. So I
Well, that may
learned
be what the
something.
fire department
Maybe
Could
that's how
does.
be.
they do it.
Could be.
Maybe that's how they
Yeah.
do it
Yeah,
up
but
You know what
there.
I mean?
you figure they got all the fireplaces. I'm sure, and those buildings are older than Lord knows what. So I'm sure there are fire hazards everywhere. So I'm glad to hear that A, they have a fire department, and B, that Hammonton is once again partnering with them.
Yeah, I think it's a lovely thing that we're doing. It's a interactive way to get the kids involved, and it's so good to have this side of the fire department and especially fire company number 2. It's really giving back. All the guys are helping out, making sure these letters are handwritten, coming back from Santa Claus. It's very personalized what they're doing, and it
Yeah,
takes a lot of effort. And you would not think that necessarily the fire department would have the time to do this, especially at the holidays, but they make the time.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great tradition. It's really become a nice tradition in town.
So hats off to that, and we'll see if we can get either an elf or maybe someone from the fire department to come on and talk to us about the letters. You know, do you think the North Pole has fencing, and do you think that they would work with Masterwire, or is that too far for Masterwire to travel?
I am certain that the North Pole has fencing, at least insofar as all of the cinematic renderings that I have seen, but it may be a little outside of Masterwire's jurisdiction.
Okay.
But if you're in our area, for more than 40 years, Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri state area, outside of which is the North Pole, with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Whether you're looking for quality products to do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through their doors or gives them a call. Contact Masterwire at 609 567 1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
I This week I had to deal with some insurance issues, and people always say you have these different clients who advertise with you on the iCast. You actually use them. And I got to say that I got to deal with Heather and Michael this week at Diversified Insurance for my insurance issues, and it was smooth as it always is with them.
It sounds like you got to see Diversified Insurance for all your commercial and personal insurance needs, as they are a value added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They're a value hunter who can find you the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact them today at 609 567 7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
Joe, I know you weren't feeling well this past weekend, so you didn't make it to the Vineland Convention Center for the Comic Con.
I
But did
did
you see
not.
some of the photos?
I did see a few of the photos. It looked like a great time. It looked like a nice inaugural event. I hope they do it again next year because I would like to attend. I was getting over a rather wicked cold and didn't want to go and make it a super spreader, but it
Thank
did
you, Joe, for not bringing
Yeah,
COVID
we
2026
appreciate
to
that.
everyone.
do what I can. I live to serve.
Yeah, generous.
But yeah, no, it did look like a lot of fun, and it looked like a lot of people had a lot of fun. And there are a few more events coming up at the convention center. Don't know if you knew that. For those of you who are unaware, the convention center is located at 631 East Landis Avenue in Vineland, the site of the old J.J. Newberry, and a number of other businesses post that. This Saturday, November 22nd, will be the Philly Vintage Flea, starting at noon and going until 5 p.m. Promises to be a flea market to remember. Tickets are available on Eventbrite and start at $12.51. And then, this sounds fun. On December 5th and 6th, Main Street Vineland invites everyone to an international old fashioned Christmas in the style of Charles Dickens. This will be a return to Christmas past, where costume characters from the days of Dickens's A Christmas Carol will create a magical experience of an old fashioned Christmas with an international flair. More information, I assume, will be available on Main Street Vineland's Facebook page as we get closer to the event. But I always love a Dickens Christmas. Always.
And I love a bargain, especially thrifting. The Philly Vintage Thief sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love they really seem to be, now that the event center is open, they want to utilize it. They want to do some programming, and I agree with Joe. a Dickens Christmas, an international old fashioned Christmas. Looks like the kind of thing that'll draw people from throughout southern New Jersey and beyond.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's American Education Week, and Gabe, how are schools observing it?
On Hammonton, we have Warren E. Soy Junior Elementary School and the Hammonton Early Childhood Education Center. Education Week runs from November 17th to the 21st. And there's already been a couple things that have gone on for the time that once this comes out, which Monday, November 17th was Hats Day, helping all to succeed. Wear your favorite hat. Tuesday, November 18th, Parent Recognition Day, activities focused on parents and the role they play in the child's educational development. Thank you cards, notes, things like that. Then the rest of the week rolls out this way. Wednesday, November 19th is Career Day. Students are encouraged to dress up in the professional attire of their choice. Thursday, November 20th is Staff Recognition Day, celebrating the great teachers and support staff. And Friday, November 21st is School Pride Day, wear blue and white, the school colors of the Hammonton School District. So it's a full slate of activities. And I have to say, again, when we were in elementary school, this did not really go on as much. It's pretty amazing to see how many different things that the kids get involved with during American Education Week.
Yeah,
Gabe,
no.
what would you have dressed up for as on career day?
I don't know. Back then, who knows? You could anything from a farmer to a postal worker to a fireman. I would imagine back then in
No
elementary school.
Encyclopedia Brown, you wouldn't have been a
I,
detective?
I don't know. I read a lot of Encyclopedia Brown books. If anybody remembers those with the mysteries at the
Oh,
end
I
of them.
loved Encyclopedia Brown.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did
How
read.
about you,
I
Joe?
mean,
What would
that
you
would
have
be
dressed
good.
up as?
Depending on my age, when I was very young, I wanted to be a scientist until I learned that there was not a great market for mad scientists. Yeah, so I may have dressed up as a scientist. That was most of it throughout elementary school because I don't know how one would have dressed as a writer. Because by about third, fourth grade, I wanted to be a writer and dress like everybody else. So I'd have had to pick something else for that. But
Gina, if you had been here and done that, what would you have done if you had? And
A
I don't know. Is
lawyer
that
or an accountant?
okay?
you wanted
Great,
to,
I definitely want to be a lawyer or an accountant.
okay.
Loved LA law.
In fourth grade, I
My
love it.
parents were watching it, and I would like sneak watch it too because they would
Uh,
record it on VHS tapes, and then I would watch it.
Ah,
that's a bit above your age level, I'll say, at that time. But as long as it influenced you to want to be a lawyer or an accountant.
An
yeah.
accountant just because I like the math.
Okay. And if nothing else, LA Law did serve an important safety message to make sure that the car is there before you step into an elevator shaft.
That's the famous
Diana
moment
Muldaur.
there.
Yeah.
Who was also briefly the doctor in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Am I right on that?
Yep. Dr. Pulaski. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
wasn't
she.
like Corbin Benson on that show? I loved him.
Yeah.
Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns. Yeah,
Person
he's
and Blair Underwood, Jimmy Smits. There were some great guys.
He's,
Harry Hamlin,
oh,
guys in suits. Who doesn't love all that?
Harry Hamlin has been consistently one of the best smarmy actors in Hollywood. Wonderful at playing villain or a sleaze. He's perfect at it.
is he in Clash of the Titans, the original one?
I
Am I right
believe
on
he
that?
was, but he was a sleaze when he was on Mad Men. Not necessarily a villain, but definitely a sleaze. He was a villain on Veronica Mars. He is great.
If you're going to talk
I
about
say,
it,
like all these guys in suits. It was a great show. I loved it. I don't know.
can't leave out if you're going to talk about LA Law. Susan Day, Partridge Family. Come on,
Mm.
can't leave her out.
Okay,
She
sure.
was big in the day. Susan Day.
I
Come
remember
on,
more
get
Jill
happy.
Eikenberry.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
she
it
was
was
also.
a
There
great
was a
show.
lot,
Mom and Dad
lot of.
watched it every week.
Hmm,
Yeah. It was a
yeah.
Stephen Bochco show.
Yes, who later gave us Cop Rock.
If you need to pack your kids' lunch for
Right.
American Education Week, we recommend getting your supplies at Bagley Annie's.
Yeah, that's right, Gina. Because at Bagley Annie's Market, they always say we treat our customers like family. With a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more, Bagliani's Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Bagliani's Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hammonton. Call 609 561 0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
This show is coming out on November 18th, so we're giving plenty of notice because November 29th is Small Business Saturday. It's held after Black Friday, which is known for the day you go shopping for great deals at big box stores. But the pushback came that we need to celebrate independently owned businesses, like small businesses, in downtowns and small communities like ours across America. So, held traditionally the Saturday after Thanksgiving, this year, November 29th, customers are encouraged to go do their holiday shopping at small businesses. Hamilton has so many of them. Plus, if you venture into Atco, Vineland, you'll find plenty of small businesses to do all of your holiday shopping. And that's how I prefer to shop because big box stores I find too intimidating. And I like the customer service you get out of small business. Joe, you covered Small Business Saturday for several years for the paper.
Yes, I did. And I would hit, Lord, just about every single small business
I remember
within
the
Yeah.
town
list Gabe and I used to
borders.
give you.
Yep.
Yeah, and they regularly have specials. They have discounts and sales specific for Small Business Saturday, and they really play it up. And they do such a fantastic business on Small Business Saturday. Just Black Friday for the major retailers, they need this. And if we want to keep a vibrant community, one of the best ways is to spend local dollars locally. So you can probably find most of what you're looking for locally if you go out and look, and there's no better day than on Small Business Saturday.
Yeah, I agree with Joe 100%. And I have a question for you, Joe. Having gone out there into these businesses and talked with business owners on Small Business Saturday, what was the vibe? What is the vibe on that Small Business Saturday from the business owner's standpoint when these customers come flooding in and support their business? How do they feel about it?
Great
Oh,
question.
as joy, gratitude, take your pick of synonyms there. They love it. They love they open these stores because they want to serve the community. So when the community comes and buys whatever it is that they're selling or making or offering as a service, naturally there's pride and there's gratitude and there's joy. So they're not opening these stores for like nefarious purposes. They have a vision of a business and they want to serve their community. And so when the community responds to that call, naturally they're happy and everybody's happy.
Yeah, the shoppers just love it. And it's again what I said earlier about the downtown, but we'll extend that uptown and throughout the town. Just the feeling of walking into places that have the Christmas music on and have the decorations and just puts people in that spirit and not just for shopping, but for the season in general. It's a great time.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and as an alternative to cooking and making your house messy with all the things that go into cooking a large Thanksgiving dinner, you could go out to dinner, right, Gabe?
Yeah, and there's a lot of places that do it. You wouldn't automatically think it because we think about being around the Thanksgiving Day table in a house surrounded by family and friends and things like that and loved ones, but you can do it out. You can do it out as well. And Gina and I were talking before the Oddcast about different places in and around South Jersey where you could go. In Hammonton, you have the Silver Coin Diner, for example, and you if there's places outside of town like Carmine's in Atlantic City, Smithville Inn, the pub in Pensauken. There's places that really put on a
Harley
great
Dawn
Thanksgiving
Diner.
night. Harley Dawn Diner in Folsom is a great one and nearby. And I just think if you don't want the cleanup, if you don't want the preparation, dining out what do you guys think about dining out on Thanksgiving?
I think a lot of people do it. And here's a fun fact: a million years ago, literally a million years ago, when I was in senior in high school, I was a dishwasher. at the Harley Dawn, and my first day of work was working the breakfast/lunch shift on Thanksgiving. So they have been doing that for a very long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a long time.
Yeah. Literally a
Yeah,
million
I
years
mean
ago.
they tore that place down and built a new place up since you were there.
Yeah. Yes, they have.
It's
Yes,
pretty
they
amazing.
have.
That's just pretty
But
What was
amazing.
the vibe like on Thanksgiving?
I was in the kitchen washing dishes. It was not a pleasant vibe. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Well, it wasn't. I'm not the person to ask about that because I was 17 years old scraping mashed potatoes off of plates.
You,
And this was, yeah.
you were working. He
So,
was working. Would you ever dine out on Thanksgiving? Would you do it?
yeah, I don't see a reason why not. I know, Lord, when I was younger, after Thanksgiving dinner, my friends and I, we would go to a diner and we would sit around, we'd have more pie and so forth. I know people who make it a point. They don't want to cook. They don't want to deal with all of that hassle, so they go and they eat out, and I'm all for it.
Now, if you look at the Smithfield, they're doing a buffet. They have a mashed potato bar, sweet potatoes,
Ooh,
Yukon Gold potatoes,
Wow.
bacon, sour
Wow.
cream, wasabi, chives, grilled veggies, roasted garlic, brown sugar, cheddar cheese, roasted tomato, horseradish, and red bliss potatoes. So you could really just eat your body weight in potatoes at the Smithville Inn.
I think every
Wow.
restaurant should have a mashed potato bar. That's just me.
Okay,
Yeah.
heard.
Why not? Why not?
And they're gonna have all
I
the
mean,
normal things that you have, turkey. Although a lot of people in town do ham on Thanksgiving.
Who? What kind of communist has ham on Thanksgiving?
I don't want to
communist.
talk badly about an elected official, but I'll tell you who off camera later.
Look, I one
Some
one
people
of
like
my
him.
ancestors, my 11 times great grandfather's brother, was at the first Thanksgiving, so I personally take offense at this.
Have you?
How
I've
do you,
not
how do
seen
you
in a
even know
couple
what they
years.
had?
Yeah, first of
They
all,
might
they
have had
had like
pork.
didn't they have like seafood and stuff? Wasn't it like
They could have
oysters?
had like nuts and squirrels for all I know. I have no idea. But
Yeah.
still, like we have been led to believe for the last 100 years that it's turkey, so clearly that must be true.
The turkey is a noble bird.
It is a noble bird.
Uh,
That now you're switching your holidays. That's more
Doesn't
Fourth of
matter.
July.
It's still American history.
Yeah.
I have not seen in a couple years any wild turkeys running around town. I used to see them on a regular basis, especially down on Bellevue. They used to hang out by Kathy Luga's house.
Yeah,
Like a little small flock. I have not seen any in a couple years.
and they used to really hang out around the park and along Park Avenue. I would see them all the time over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen wild turkeys running around in a while.
The only
Huh.
wild turkey I see now is in Joe Canals, but that's a different
That's
story.
Ah,
right.
I was
That's
waiting
a
for one of you
different.
to make that pun.
Somebody had to make that joke. It wasn't going to be me, but it's good that you did. It is interesting. I wonder what happened to thin out the wild turkeys of the actual wild turkey variety. Wonder if that just became a thing of the past because you really haven't seen much in terms of the of that.
Yeah, it's probably been about 5, 10 years since I've seen them running around. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Hmm.
I
okay.
don't know if people are hunting them more or if it's coyotes. I have no idea.
We'll have to ask a hunter and see what they say. I would like to say that I am thankful that we have Marinella Funeral Home in our community to take care of our friends and family during difficult times.
Yes, Gina, the Marinella Funeral Home has been serving the community since 1962 and has been family owned and operated for 3 generations. Marinello Funeral Home provides individually designed burial, cremation, and pre planned funeral services to meet the needs of each family. Ask them about how pre planning provides true peace of mind to your family. Contact the Marinello Funeral Home, located at 102 North 3rd Street in Hammonton, at 609 561 1311. And as a side note, they've been doing some improvements to the exterior of the funeral home. And I welcome everyone to go out there and take a look, drive by, and there's been some nice improvements to the
It looks sharp.
exterior of the
The new
funeral home.
steps and everything. It looks good.
Yeah.
Gabe, there's going to be a Vets Giving dinner coming up this weekend. What are the details?
Yes, Gina, Vetsgiving is being put on by the Disabled American Veterans, the DAV, at 446 South Egg Harbor Road in Hammonton. That's going to be a Vetsgiving dinner Saturday, November 22nd. Starts at 4 p.m. Adults tickets are $20, and children are $10. It includes a raffle ticket, food and beverages, games, raffles, community, and camaraderie. And it's sponsored by the DAV chapter number 66, Women Veterans Committee, and DAVA. So that's all coming up on November 22nd at 4 o'clock p.m. at the DAV Hall. That's the Castone Scaltrito DAV Hall.
Yeah, that's on the right-hand side across from the Atlantic County Library,
Yep.
roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be a nice day, a nice afternoon. Go have some fellowship, have a good meal, support a good organization. The auxiliary has typically been like the female side of a group. So this is being organized by the DAVA, the Disabled American Veterans Auxiliary, for our local group. Should be a nice afternoon. Why not?
It's a nice
Absolutely.
thing to do for the vets. I think it fuses. We all think of Veterans Day in November, Thanksgiving in November. And it's a great way to merge the two things.
Thanksgiving also makes me think of football. It didn't always. As a kid growing up, I didn't associate football with Thanksgiving because no one in my family watches football. And it wasn't until Gabe had been coming for maybe 5, 6 years and he asked my mom if he could put on a game. And my cousins were like, their husbands were like, "Oh, you asked?" And she said, and Gina's mom said yes. And Gabe's, yeah. It's like, we've never asked. I'm like, you've been coming for 30 years and you've never asked? I didn't even know there was football on. But on a much more local level, we used to have the Hammonton St. Joe game on Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving weekend. Do you guys miss it? Do you want it back? Do you think it's a different generation now? What are your feelings?
I'll
That's a
start
good
with Joe.
question.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'd like to see it back, but I don't even know if there's the same feeling of the crosstown rivalry anymore that there used to be when we were in school and when our parents were in school, and like when people would come to blows over. I don't know if Hammonton feels that way about SJA, and I don't know if St. Joe feels that way about Hammonton, because it was something. Like, the rest of the season didn't matter. You could be Cape Atlantic champions. It didn't matter. What mattered in Hammonton was who won the Thanksgiving game. That's what mattered. And I'd like to see it, but I don't know if that feeling is there anymore.
I think the part of it I miss is the social aspect of it, where everyone would come out and you would have
Like a
on a,
reunion.
yeah, it would be like a big reunion. Like on that, if the game was held back when I was young on Thursday of Thanksgiving, and even if it was held on Saturday, it was an event on the calendar like the Halloween parade, like the Christmas parade, and then sandwiched in between that was the Hamilton St. Joe game. I like
Yeah.
that, but I agree with Joe that do the players still feel that sense of rivalry? At one point, you had cousins playing against cousins and things like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it's the same that way. Although I have been told, and I have seen personally, that when you go to a game, let's say basketball or things like that, field hockey, the intensity level is up for
Okay.
when red meets blue or blue meets red.
Okay.
And I am still told that they do get up for that crosstown rivalry, but I don't think it's as personal. Let me say it that way. I think it's not like cousin against cousin and things like that. But as far as football goes, yeah, a lot of that all went by the wayside. I just think we lost an event on the calendar that people would circle and say, "Oh, I'm going to go to that,"
Yeah,
and
because
then several thousand people would show up.
and even if you weren't there, if you were home making dinner, you had it on, which I believe was channel 2 back then. You
Right.
had the game on. So even if you weren't there, you were watching it or you were listening to it on RDR.
Yeah, it was on radio, TYO or RDR, and I think what 1580 that was the
I
AM
think
station,
so.
and or
Yeah.
channel 2. And again, why did they do that? Because it was popular, because it was
Yeah.
something they knew everyone wanted, had a vested interest in. So let's put it on air.
Maybe it's something we can re-explore. There's a new coach coming into St. Joe football for next fall. And Hamilton has a familiar face, but a new head coach this season. So it's something that maybe can be revisited. You have to work it out. There's like a whole scheduling system, I remember. Having that explained to me many years ago at the paper, but that's the thing we should maybe keep an eye out for.
Yeah, you never know. It's
But if,
just we're looking for things to bring people together, and that certainly
yeah,
did draw a crowd.
unity.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Absolutely, it drew a crowd.
And if you're going to draw a crowd at an event like that, you're going to need porta potties. And we recommend calling Demeglio Septic and Quality Sanitation.
Yes, we do, because Demiglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609 561 3597 or go to demiglioseptic.com for Demiglio Septic, or call 609 561 4666 for quality sanitation. Experience the Demiglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
Aside from the fact that the Hammonton Police Department is not shaving right now, which, I have my thoughts about, they are doing some good by collecting food and soon toys for people in our area. Gabe, do you have all the details?
I do, Gina, and it's a nice effort by the Hamilton Police Department to once again do a food and toy drive. The Hamilton Police Department's seventh annual food drive is underway and continues through the end of the month. The department is accepting canned goods and other non perishable food donations in the police station lobby, open 24 hours a day until noon on November 30th. Officers are also collecting donations at the Hamilton ShopRite. You can drop off items there November 20th between 5 and 8 p.m. A police vehicle will be parked outside to receive donations. They're accepting both non perishable and perishable items, including meats, cheese, milk, and eggs, as well as ShopRite gift cards. The department will also turn its attention to the holidays in December with the annual Christmas toy drive. Police will be outside the Hamilton Walmart on December 6th, 13th, and 20th, collecting new unwrapped toys for local families in need. The department says the need is greater than ever this year and thanks the community for its ongoing generosity. All food and toys that are collected will be distributed in the Hamilton area.
This is a wonderful thing that they do. It's been a difficult year for a lot of families. Food prices, the government shutdown, everyone's been impacted. So the more we could do to help others, if you have that ability, it's greatly appreciated. And there's a lot of groups that are doing something similar, whether it's like the Sons of Italy is doing something. I know a couple of groups I belong to are doing something. There's angel trees. There's just so many ways to give back. So if you have a few extra dollars or if you have the ability to buy some toys, these are good things to do to help people, especially in the holiday season.
Yeah, and especially talking about the food drive, it's unusual for food drives to take perishable items like meats, cheese, milk, and
Yeah.
eggs, because usually they're shipped to a central location and they're distributed throughout. But I love that they're accepting these because there are people within the town that need these items and simply can't afford them.
And I
Yeah.
think it says it speaks to the need because I think
Yeah,
they're taking perishable and non-perishable because they know they can distribute the perishable items right away to people who need them right away. So
yeah,
everybody out there
absolutely.
and who's listening to the Oddcast, all the oddballs out there, open your hearts, open your pantries, donate this food to people who really are in need this holiday season.
Thank you. Joe, you have some upcoming holiday seasonal news, like some fun events coming up or ways to get involved?
Yeah, a little bit of this and that.
Cool.
Let's start with Saturday, November 29th and Sunday, November 30th. Victory Bible Church at 816 South Egg Harbor Road will once again be hosting its drive-through live nativity from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This is always a really neat event with stations set up depicting the various parts of the story of the Nativity, told through actors, narration, and animals of all kinds. And let's be serious, where else in Hamilton can you go to see camels? I
So
I,
Right.
cool.
I don't want to know where Pastor Parisi gets them. I just know he has camels every year, and he's got animals of all kinds. I'm still waiting for like elephants or something, but it's a cool thing. Drive through. They do a fantastic job. From Monday, December 1st through Wednesday, December 3rd, St. Mary of Mount Carmel Parish will be holding an Advent mission at 7 p.m. each night at St. Anthony of Padua Hall, 285 Route 206. And this is in partnership with Hallow, the world's #1 prayer app, led by a dynamic speaker who will lead the faithful through Hallow's Advent Pray 25 Challenge, Be Still, preparing hearts for Christmas through daily prayer and reflection. Staying with the parish, St. Mary Mount Carmel Parish is also looking for seasonal choir singers and musicians. Do you love music but can't commit to being a part of the choir year round? Consider joining their choir for the Advent and Christmas season, or even the Lent and Easter season. They're welcoming seasonal singers as well as musicians to play strings, woodwinds, brass, or other traditional instruments to help bring beauty and reverence to the parish liturgies. This is a wonderful opportunity to deepen your faith, celebrate the joy of the season, and share your musical gifts, even if only for a short time. For more information, you can scan the QR code on the parish's website, you can call the rectory, or you can speak directly with a choir member after Mass.
They said traditional instruments. Otherwise, I was going to show up with my theremin, but oh, I'm out.
Didn't you used to play clarinet?
Yeah,
Clarinet and
and
bassoon.
bassoon.
Okay, those are traditional woodwinds, are they
No,
not?
it's been a long time, Joe. I don't think my was it embouchure, my mouth formation would
Yes,
be
yeah.
very good.
Okay.
That's good. You really were a musician.
You,
I
you don't
love
really
that
have a theremin, do you?
What?
You don't
you
really
don't
have a
really have a
theremin, do you?
My
theremin. No,
brother does.
Oh,
that's
that's so
fine.
cool.
My parents bought it for him one year.
That's great.
Oh, that's nifty.
Yeah.
I
Just
love
like the word. It's a fun word to say.
I love that they're reaching out at the church for musical people, and I think we have a lot of musicians in town and throughout the area in South Jersey. I hope that they'll get involved with that. And then I also love, Joe, that you treat the Living Nativity at Victory Bible Church. You talk about the
Like a petting
animals
zoo?
first. I was going to go with the safari ride driving through the and Great Adventure. So I was
We've
like,
got
yeah,
cows.
we've got camels. And
Well,
where are the elephants?
I mentioned the story. I mentioned the actors first. They got top billing.
It
And then
is a
I'm like,
great
ooh,
attraction.
camels.
It
Cool.
is a
And you
great
do. You
attraction.
line up for a while. You're going to sit on Egg Harbor Road. You're going to have your blinkers on for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And then you'll get to go through. And Victory Bible Church is extremely welcoming to people of all different religious
Backgrounds.
backgrounds. So whether you're
Hmm.
Catholic, Episcopalian, whatever, they welcome you and they want you to come experience their live nativity. And I cannot say enough nice things about Pastor Parisi and what his church has done. For many years, when I was involved with Main Street Hammonton, we used to do the downtown tree lighting. And when St. Joe Academy, or then St. Joseph High School, took over the building at Third Central and Vine, I asked him to do a living nativity there because I figured it's Christian property kind of now, so we can do something like that. And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely, Gina, whatever you need, I'll be there." And he was with donkeys and all the
And
things.
animals. And that's the thing.
It's great.
One thing we'll commend Victory Bible Church about, they put themselves fully into it, and it's something that you won't see anywhere else around. So it's definitely
No.
worth, like you said, Gina, staying on that part in that line for a little while. But once you get through, it really puts you in the mood of the season. It really is a great
Yeah.
event.
And again, St. Mary Mount Carmel Parish doing this 3-day Advent celebration through the Hallow app. It's a wonderful app. Mark Wahlberg is a very big proponent of it. I have several friends who use it daily for their prayers. Something to check out. And Gabe and Joe, you both have lovely singing voices.
I,
And Gabe, you're Gabriel, an angel, hark the angels sing. You know what I mean? Maybe you should go sing.
I'm
I don't
honestly
know.
surprised that you never learned how to play the trumpet.
Yeah, it was never my thing I was not quite as musically inclined. I'll sing, but
He
I'm
sings
not
beautifully.
big for in terms of
I don't know.
being in a band or anything like that. But yeah, Gabriel and the trumpet. You don't want me playing
Yeah.
the trumpet. That's for sure.
Gabe, what else is happening on our community calendar?
Gina, the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar is coming up, and at Rocco's Townhouse, they pride themselves on being a spot where everyone can meet and eat. Delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hammonton. Call them at 609-561-9384 or visit roccostownhouse.com. And now the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar. It's the festive season across South Jersey. Here's what's happening. In Egg Harbor City, movie night at Archway Green is set for Friday, November 21st at 7 p.m., featuring the adventure classic Jumanji. Bring your blankets, enjoy snacks and drinks in the park, and help raise funds for the city's Christmas parade. Egg Harbor City is lighting up the holidays early with the second annual Yuletide Night Market at the Inn on St. Louis, happening Saturday, November 22nd from 5 to 9 p.m. You'll find local artists, crafters, and makers, plus food and drink specials, a holiday DJ, photo ops, and outdoor fire pits to keep you warm. It's the perfect place to find a unique handmade gift and get into the spirit. Over in Batstow, it's a night to look up. The West Jersey Astronomical Society is hosting a free public star watch at Batstow Village this Saturday, November 22nd, starting at 5:30 p.m. See Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus through telescopes and enjoy a laser-guided constellation tour. Historic interpreters will also lead evening walking tours of Batstow Village at 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. Sweetwater River Decks Holiday Village opens next weekend, starting November 29th and running Thursdays through Sundays until December 21st. Experience a family friendly winter walk through with twinkling lights, festive displays, and plenty of holiday cheer. Admission is $15 per person with an optional train ride for an extra $5. Opening night will include a tree lighting at 6:30 p.m. before the lights walk officially begins. However you celebrate, get out there and support local. And remember, if it's happening in South Jersey, you'll hear about it here on the Jersey Oddcast. More information about these events can be found online. Gina?
I love the idea of an outdoor movie. I just don't like to be cold, but I love that movie Jumanji so much. Maybe we will take a ride over on Friday. Let's see
It's a
how we're feeling. See what the
lot of
weather is.
lot of cool outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Stargazing and being out and about in Egg Harbor City. It's a lot of fun stuff.
Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is.
And while you're doing that, you should always be wearing your Oddcast merch. We have
Absolutely.
hats.
Yeah, we've got hats. We got hats right there. We've got t-shirts, of course, and we also have a special in our Oddcast era and Italian sorbet shirts. And if you're going out and about and you're going to an outdoor movie and you want to drink some hot chocolate, you can do it in one of our festive mugs. And you can
We have
find
travel mugs.
we do. We
We
have
have
travel
travel
mugs.
mugs
We
too.
have tumblers. Yeah, we've got plenty of stuff, and you can find all of it and more at jersey-oddcast.printify.me.
Thank you, Joe. Let's talk Thanksgiving again, since it's our pre-Thanksgiving edition. What is your favorite kind of pie to have on Thanksgiving? And I'm only going to give you a couple of choices, and you might be like, this one should have that. But let's hear me out first. Should it be pumpkin, apple, or pecan? Or do you go rogue with something like cherry or chocolate or even a sweet potato pie? What pie must you have on Thanksgiving? Joe?
You think that going with a sweet potato pie is going rogue? Oh, sweet potato pie is a must. Absolutely, 100% a must.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gabriel?
I always go right down the middle of the fairway with pumpkin. I love a pumpkin pie.
Mm, I don't like pie.
So no pie
Sadly, I
for
don't
you.
have.
What?
No. Pie doesn't really do it for me.
What?
I know for years I used to have this debate at the office with Dan because Dan loved pie and pie was his thing.
Yeah.
But pie for me, no.
You're more of a cake girl. Is that the deal?
No, cookie.
Cookie. Ah.
What?
Pie, because if you don't do it right and then the middle is mushy and you've got that underdone crust and it's just like, why do I want to take a chance?
No football on Thanksgiving. No pie. What in hell goes on in New York?
No, there's plenty of
That's another
pie.
reference. Another 4th of July.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
there's plenty of pie. I just don't partake in pie.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
don't eat
word.
it. She doesn't eat it. Believe me, when we'd have Thanksgiving at her folks' house, there was a pie per person if you
There was
needed
at
it.
least 4 kinds of pie.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean,
I've always been curious, never had the ambition to do this, but like pumpkin is a squash. You ever had baked acorn squash, like with
Yeah.
cinnamon? And I've
Yeah.
always been curious as to how an acorn squash pie would be, but I've never had the ambition to actually try and make it myself.
You should maybe try that and let us know, but it
It's a
doesn't
lot of
do anything for
ambition and
me because
work.
it's pie.
Yeah.
no, pie is not going to cross her lips on Thanksgiving or any other day. No pie for her.
I will rarely do a key lime pie.
Oh, they're tasty. Oh, I do love a key
Like a
lime pie.
graham cracker crust.
Gave that pie years and years ago, that peanut butter pie at the Knife and Fork.
Yeah, man, they had the peanut butter pie or that lemon pie that they had. at the knife and fork.
Yeah,
Now we're
but
dating
that's
ourselves.
25 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, but that was good pie. You ate that pie.
I'll eat that pie. I mean, I'll have a bite, but I like crunchy. So give me a crumble, an apple crumble, like a or
Okay.
a cobbler or something. I like that, like topping. I don't like that. I don't like mush.
Mm,
Mm.
It's a texture thing.
Well, okay.
gotcha.
I can understand the texture thing. I can sign off on that. But
Let
I
us know in
love
the comments,
pie.
oddballs. Vote and
Yeah.
let us know. Where do you stand on the great pie debate? You can only have one pie: sweet potato, pumpkin, apple, something else.
Yep.
Pecan. Pecan pie is just too sticks in my teeth. I've tried it, but it's good. Just not my thing.
Okay.
I'm just putting that out
You
there.
do you, Gina.
Thank you. This is the time of year when we're going through our house, we're pulling out items to decorate. We're like, oh, we should really get rid of that. Or maybe your business is getting ready to toss items from last year and ready to get ready for 2026. You need to call United Roll Off if you need a dumpster because they will deliver it. They're local. They have all the sizes you need.
Yes, if you're looking for fast, reliable dumpster service, you should call United Roll-Off Service and Recycling LLC. Family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll-Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste. With 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hammonton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties, they've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltsey's Mill Road, Hammonton, or call 609-561-8287 to get started today. United Roll Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
On November 19th, 1850, 36-year-old Carolyn Ingram of Madison made history as the first woman ever to buy life insurance policy. So that is our Oddcast Odd Fact. And why is that important? First of all, New Jersey makes history again. But back then, women couldn't easily own property or take out financial policies on their own. So Carolyn's decision was groundbreaking. She didn't just buy insurance, she insured her right to be taken seriously. It was a quiet act of paperwork that turned into a loud step for equality. And it would be many years, over a century later, before women could even open up credit cards in their own name. But she took a first step for women in America. And so I think we need to celebrate that this happened. What is that, 175 years ago?
1850? Yes.
Yeah.
175 years ago. Good
I'm sure
heavens.
And
there's a word for it, like sesquicentennial, that I just don't know
yeah,
it.
Gina, just so I'm clear, she was the first person to buy life insurance in general,
Woman.
first
First woman.
woman to receive
She's
it.
the first woman to
Right?
ever buy a life
First woman.
insurance policy.
Okay. Prior to that, there was life insurance, but only for men.
Just for, yeah.
Wow, that's a momentous shift in history
Yeah.
that took place here in New Jersey. Pretty wild.
In, yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, that was even 70 years, give or take, before the right to vote
Yeah,
was granted to
amazing.
women.
yeah. So I love these little odd facts that I find online. So thank you, internet.
No, they're great.
Joe, how is our weather going to be? Is it going to be damp? Is it going to be cold? It was a little windy this weekend. What do we have going on?
It's since you asked, it's time for the Oddcast forecast according to the app on my smartphone, and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609-561-3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season. And this year, Ben Castone Landscaping is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Call Ben Castone thanks his customers, family, and friends for all their support and is looking forward to many more years of service, even though this week is going to be it's November. It's the middle of November, end of November. So it's seasonal. So that means it's going to be cold and gray and chilly. Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 49 and a low of 44, possibility rain and showers in the morning, cloudy in the evening. Cloudy Thursday morning, high of 55, low of 45. Rain in the evening going into Friday morning, high of 59, low of 43. So chilly, drizzly, November. There's a reason why Guns N' Roses had a song called November Rain. It's known for it.
It's known
So
for it. It's in there.
yeah, So we're going to have a
Excellent.
cold November rain come this week.
Okay. I'll be in Baltimore, so let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, how do people find us, Joe, if they want to get in touch with us?
Smoke signals, carrier pigeons, none of these will work. Instead, for more information or for sponsorship opportunities, email us at jerseyoddcast@gmail.com. Call us at 609-444-6178 if you want to chat with us. Listen to us on YouTube or your favorite podcasting service, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and so forth. Visit our socials on Facebook, Instagram, or Bluesky, or visit our website at jerseyoddcast.com, where it's got links to everything we got.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Enjoy.
Have a great week.